here. This is an important thing that I've decided to do here, and I think you all, by your presence here, indicate you understand the importance of it. As I've been going around calling people and talking to people and meeting with people, I get the same question frequently: why are you doing this? And it's said with that inflection, like, are you crazy? And we hear that a lot because anybody that observes politics these days knows that it is an absolutely brutal business, and it's tough, and it seems to be getting tougher depending where you are and where you're serving. But I've taken on tough assignments most of my life. You heard a little bit about my background from Tom. I volunteered to go into the paratroopers. That wasn't an easy assignment. That was the toughest assignment in the Army. I volunteered to be a ranger, and I fought hard for the people that I led when I had those jobs. When I came out of the Army and I went to law school, I went to work in the district attorney's office. I go to a law firm. I went to the district attorney's office, and I always was proud of the reputation of being a guy that solved the toughest cases. There were some of my former DA colleagues were here. We used to have a term for people that avoided the tough cases. They were called duckers. Right? Well, I was never a ducker. I always stepped up and took the tough cases, the cases that involved the hardest evidence, or the worst criminals, or the toughest prosecutions. I stood up and I sought those out. And I went to Bosnia, and I went to Iraq, and I took on the tough assignments there. And now, since I've had the privilege of being a member of the state legislature, I've taken on the tough fights in the State House. And I'm proud of my record there. I'm proud of the fact that I've stood up for things like reform, which you wouldn't think it from the view that people have in the State House, but we have reformed quite a bit. We have opened up that process dramatically. And I fought for the things that matter to the people of my legislative district. So yes, it is a brutal business and a very tough endeavor that I'm taking on. But I have experienced taking on tough endeavors and brutal businesses. And the truth is, for many people in the 7th Congressional District, life is brutal, right? The past year has been tough and brutal for people that have lost their jobs, or lost their homes, or gone through an illness in their family and not had health care, or had a child go off to fight in Iraq or Afghanistan. So, yeah, politics is tough, but life is tough for a lot of people. And the people that are having a hard time, they need a champion. And I can promise you that if you join me tonight and work hard to send me a watch, and I'll be your champion. It's a cynical world when it comes to politics, and we have a cynical view of it. We look at whether it's a healthcare debate, or this coming up this fall, we're going to have a debate about clean energy and investing in creating a new industry in the United States and getting us off the dependence of foreign oil. These are all important debates, and the worst thing we can do is have people in there who are just interested in blowing up the process and not getting things done, and not improving the lives of everyday average citizens. I'm not going to be one of those people. I'll be, and I have been in the State House, the person that gets things done, and I'll be that kind of person in Washington, D.C. And from my background as an airborne ranger, as a prosecutor, and now as a state legislator, I can tell you, I know how to fight, I know how to lead, and I know how to get laws passed. And that's what you want in a congressman. So I'm I'm not going to go on and on and on because I haven't really fixed my stump speech completely. But it begins tonight. This is not an official announcement. This is a warm-up to the official announcement. But it's an important gathering because tonight I want you to sign your name on a dotted line and say you're in for the long haul. And I'm going to have to count. I can't do this alone. Joe Sestak became a congressman because of the people in this room and the people that are in this room that worked hard every day for him. I'm going to need the same amount of work and then some. Because 2010 is probably going to be a difficult year for Democrats. And we know that the Republican nominee is a guy some of you may have heard of. So it's going to be a tough fight. But the right thing to do is to do what we did in 2006 when we elected Joe Sestak, 2008 when we re-elected him and made Barack Obama president. And let's do the same thing in 2010 electing him to Congress. Thank you all again for being here and contributing to the campaign. And, every dollar counts, and we want to look strong at the end of the month, so I appreciate you helping us in that regard. And there are local candidates here. We have Nancy Coons, who's running for judge.